Hello everybody. This is a cell breaking news media channel, and we get together and we interview people from time to time. And now we are facing a situation that there was an issue in the country, island-wide, that is called the gas case. And Mr. Nagananda Kodituaku, he championed the issue, he took it to courts, and he took a decision in favor of the people of our country. So today, we are going to interview this person, that is Nagananda Kodituaku, a solicitor in the UK, an attorney at law in Sri Lanka. And also, we are planning to do the questioning in English and also in Tamil, because we see that Tamil people, they cannot deviate from the commonality of this country. They are part and parcel of our community. So we thought of to get their participation in our discussion. So they raised the questions in Tamil, and Mr. Kodituaku is going to answer in any language he wishes to answer. So Mr. Kodituaku, the first question, அது வந்து அந்த பயம், அவதானம், அந்த பாதுகாப்பற்ற நிலை, மக்கள் இந்த பிரச்சனை பற்றி கலக்க அவளும் விருப்பமில்லை. So, sir, people of this country, they have some sense of risk factor involved and fear. They don't want to talk about this, and they are trying to sideline the issue. But you were courage enough, you were bold enough to take this matter to the courts and get a decision in favor of the people. Now, you can answer.
You know, in this country, we have a legislature, that is 225 people elected to the parliament, and we have an executive president, that is the head of the executive. These people are elected to this public office to perform the office according to the constitution and with due respect and regard to the rule of law. Unfortunately, none of these people right now respect any of them. As a result, the entire nation suffer in the absence of the rule of law all over. This particular gas issue, two ministers and the two regulatory bodies, that is the Consumer Affairs Authority and the Standard Institute, everybody knew the issue. It's a very, very dangerous matter, because approximately about 6 million people use LP gas. The composition of this LP gas, there are two ingredients, two different gases, that is propane and butane. The propane is something dangerous for a simple reason. Its boiling point is minus 42. You know, in Sri Lanka, our room temperature is about 26, 28, like that. At that temperature, the pressure develops very fast. It creates a huge pressure, and when you store it in a cylinder, it can't afford unless you maintain the right ratio. The two different gases, that is propane and butane, these companies, this Litro and other one, what is the other company? Laugh. And they use the ratio 80% of butane and 20% of propane. That was the right ratio. And all the apparatus, gas, cookers, the tubing, whatever, the hose and regulator and the valve, everything was designed to stand that pressure, which was only 3 bars. But when, for no reason, still no one gives why they change it. They change the ratio from propane from 20%, they increase it to 50. They reduce the butane content from 80 to 50. Now 50-50. When you change that the pressure to that ratio, the composition, that bar raised from 3 to 6. Okay, the pressure, right? It immediately changed from 3 to 6. So the gas cylinder itself, there was no issue whatsoever. But the valve fitted to the gas cylinder and the thread that you use to fix the valve to the cylinder, all that cannot stand it. And the valve itself designed for a pressure of only 3 bar. And valve to the cooker, that hose, also designed to stand that pressure. And the gas cookers, all of which almost all come from China, also designed for that pressure. When these people suddenly change it for monetary reason, there is no other issue. Okay? And when they do that, when they did it, this problem, right? This is the very reason for this problem. So far, I think about now 800 cases reported. 3 or 4 people already died, a mother of 4 children and another mother from Nigambu. Who is responsible for this? Are they responsible? Have they done anything wrong? They are absolutely innocent. The people expected the people occupying office in the legislature and the executive to perform their office, as I told you before, to respect the rule of law. But these people never, they completely disregarded their social responsibility. They allowed these 2 companies to change it for monetary benefits, and they compelled the nation to undergo this. Somebody should take it up. We can't simply let these people to take it for granted. Then no one was coming forward. I listened to all these conversations and whatever transpired in the parliament. These people only, they're only talkers. There are so many parliamentarians, opposition, JVP, they're only talkers. They're not doers. That is what made me to decide, no. You have to stand, take a stand. You have to take a very firm stand to protect the innocent citizens who has done nothing wrong. That is what made me to challenge both companies, challenge the 2 regulatory authorities, that is the Consumer Affairs Authority and the Standard Institute, challenge the 2 ministers, Bandulu Gunawardena and Lasantha Alagewana, before the court of law. Because they are directly responsible. This is not something caused due to negligence. This is a willful act. I told you very clearly. Earlier, when the Consumer Affairs Authority questioned them about this issue, in writing they informed the Consumer Affairs Authority, we have not made any change. The ratio is still 80-20. And the Chief Executive Director, what he did, he wanted to make sure that what these people say is true. He bought 2 samples from the market and he referred to the laboratory. The laboratory test revealed the statement made by them is completely false. Butane and propane content was 50%. Still the 2 subject ministers continue to deceive the nation. 2 ministers, when this issue was raised in the parliament, they said no, that is nothing wrong. They asked this particular officer, the chief executive officer, when he wanted to expose this, he was a whistleblower. They want him to resign. Then he reported this matter to the president, Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He did nothing. Then he was compelled to resign from the office. Then I saw that he expose the thing through media, I talked to him. I said, come forward. I will take you to court on behalf of the citizens of this country who has no confidence in any of them. These people have let them down very badly. Then he said, yes. Then I prepared document for him to sign the affidavit. But due to the threat to his life, at last minute, he said he can't sign the papers. Then I had to carry the burden. I had to become the petitioner in this matter and take it to court. You know about me? I'm a man who can take anyone head on. Because my character is such, I have developed my character in such a way that gives me enormous strength to deal with any individual. That is how it went to court of law. When the matter was taken up before the court of law, the court of appeal, Friday the week before, judges, they were very reasonable. They gave a very reasonable hearing throughout. Even the last week, from Monday to Friday, all 5 days, this matter was taken up. I presented this case with overwhelming evidence how these people abuse the whole system. How the nation, how these two statutory bodies, that are regulatory bodies, they completely deceive the nation and let these people to use our nation as guinea pigs. And the court realized it. Court, having listened to these submissions very clearly, court made a very clear decision. And that time, the two companies, the two councils who appeared for these companies, they gave an undertaking. They said they will withdraw all these cylinders. And they said that they will surrender to affidavits from the two companies. The Thursday, they produced two companies, the two affidavits, with a copy to me, but I went through the affidavit, I was not happy with it. Why? There was nothing mentioned about the gas cylinders that our citizens, they have in their home. So there's a huge risk when you have that 50-50 ratio formula, that the propane and the butane content. It's very dangerous to keep it at home because it builds a huge pressure inside. That is why when the gas leaks through the valve, if you have a cylinder in this room, without your knowledge, throughout the night, the room filled with gas, you come and switch on the light, suddenly with that, when it sparks, the whole thing is burned. That is what caused all this incident. Nothing wrong with the cylinder itself. So the court made a very clear order. When they said that undertaking, I rejected for that reason. Because it will not answer only part, it answers only part of the problem. Then they gave an undertaking. Then the following day, the judges, they simply set it aside and they said they will make an order following day, that is yesterday. And court made a very clear order, compel the two regulatory authorities, and the order is to recall all these cylinders. Because I told you the ratio was 80-20. On the body of the cylinder, it was printed at the very inception. Then there was rule of law in this country. At latter part, they have grinded that. You don't get the ratio now on the cylinder. Court ordered, in future, no more gas business unless you very clearly display the propane and butane ratio on the cylinder itself. That's a great order. That is what people expect from the court system in this country. The people expect the court only to uphold the rule of law. I am so proud of the two judges. Right? I am so proud of the two judges who maintain, right, and who any judge in this country is under duty only to respect the rule of law and the right to life and the fundamental rights of the citizens. So the order is absolutely clear. And the following day, as I said, they made that order. In addition, asked the two companies design a system under the regulatory authorities, under the supervision of two bodies, to recall all these cylinders that you have home. It has to be done. A lot of people, they won't use these gas cylinders right now because of the risk to their life. So they keep it outside. So why should they? There's a legislation called Sale of Goods Ordinance. When you buy a product, if it doesn't serve the purpose for which you buy, you are entitled to return that product. So I informed the court. So therefore, why should the citizens of this country compelled to carry this burden, risk to their own life? Then the court said, having heard their submission, court said no. You must design a kind of a formula or system, whatever, to recall all these gas cylinders from the customers. It's a great thing that will serve the purpose, that will address the main concerns of my citizens. Right? Yeah.
Good. Yes, all well said. And Nagananda Kodithoku brought the consideration of this butane and propane. There will be a question on this in the A-level science paper. Students who watch this program expect a question on this also. Good, well said. Right. Now, sir, you have done this great task. Nobody has paid anything to you. No lawyer's fee, no lawyer's charge. இந்த சட்டத்தரணி கூலி பணம் ஒன்றுமில்லாமல் பூர்ணமாக இலவசமாக இந்த காரியம் நாகானந்த கொடுத்தோக்கு அவர்கள் செஞ்சிருக்கி. So how do you manage to do this yeoman service with no money at all?
That's what I told you before you start this program. Anyone can achieve this kind of and perform this kind of thing, provided that he maintain his honesty, integrity, loyalty and credibility 100%. When you are so clear, no one will have courage to come against you. I have built my character in such a way. I'm a very simple, contented man, but I build my character in such a way because I have a desire to save my motherland from this group of criminals. Someone has to do that. I don't think, I know very well everyone can't do it, but you have to sacrifice a lot. To achieve that goal, you have to sacrifice a hell of a lot. There have been similar characters all over the world. You know how Nelson Mandela fought for the rights of the people in South Africa? He was a lawyer. You know how Fidel Castro fought for the rights of the people in Cuba. You know how Mahatma Gandhi fought for the rights for the people of India.
Also was a lawyer.
He was also a lawyer. These people, only difference between them and the other average lawmakers or the policymakers or the politicians, they have committed their life for public good. They have never violated the trust placed in them by the people of their motherland. We have that issue here for last 73 years almost now. This country suffers. Your motherland has everything. This is a beautiful country with everything. But the problem is that we don't have people with such a character, people of that caliber. That's the problem. Because our people are driven by the sensual desire, pleasing of their senses. If anybody can do it, When you allow your senses to control you, you can't do it. You must build your character in such a way, not like just like another living being. You should be able to control your senses. A man who lead an exemplary life, that means who have absolute control over his own senses, can do wonders. That is what the people that I mentioned that they have done for their country. For that, to achieve it, that's what I told you, that you have to sacrifice a hell of a lot. That sacrifice, what you get in return, only a pleasure for doing something good for your motherland. Okay, that is how I have done it.
Good, well said. And the அடுத்த பிரச்சனை, இந்த கேஸ் சிலிண்டர்கள் உங்களுக்கு திருப்பி மறுபடி அந்த வித்ததை இடத்துக்கு கொடுக்கலாம். So you said the gas cylinders can be returned.
Yeah.
Now, what is that procedure?
Okay, those who have cylinders at home, the court directed those who are concerned, the other respondents, the two companies and the regulatory bodies, to design a system very soon. Because I really wanted to have it in the order itself. But the court directed immediately, because there are about 6 million people using this gas cylinder, to make, to design the kind of methodology as to how these cylinders can be returned. But my advice to all my citizens, don't take a risk. You take a huge risk if you keep a cylinder and use it now, because it contains 50-50 ratio propane and butane. It's like a bomb. So therefore, my advice, leave it alone, leave it outside the home until they inform you, okay, now you can come and return. Remember, you are compelled to undergo all this problem because of not your fault. It is the failure of the system. We have to face it. We have to move on with it. For the time being, the only way that we can protect our life and property and keep it away from the house. Let them design a system. After they have done it, we can return the cylinder. They will do it very soon. Court asked them to do it very soon. So till then, you have to take precautions. And the court also will take action. This matter will come up again on 26th of January, because in this application, there's a request made to appoint, issue a direction to the government valuer to ascertain the losses suffered by the people, the properties and the life and everything, and determine the total loss. And then recover it from the properties of these companies. And also clear mandate against the Attorney General, who is doing nothing in this country. He has become a stooge of the ruling party. Very sad. He is required to maintain the trust placed in the office of the Attorney General by the people. In this application, there is a request made to the court to clear mandamus against the Attorney General, that is compelling him to conduct a credible, independent investigation against everyone who is concerned in this criminal act, and to prosecute them. So that will be that case where this is just the beginning interim relief, and that hearing will be started somewhere in 26th of January.
Good. Right, now 20% propane, 80% butane, அதான் அதில் கணக்கு, அந்த கம்ப்யூட்டேஷன், அந்த கவலம், அந்த கணக்கு இருக்க போகணும். ஆனால் இப்போ 50% அது ஒரு அபாயம். So the next question is, you have mentioned that Seal of Order ordinance that existed from the time of the British. ஆங்கிலம் காலத்தில் அது செல் ஆஃப் பில் என்று ஒரு பில்லுன்னு இருந்து ஒரு ஆர்டினன்ஸ், ஒரு சட்டம் இருந்தது. அது என்ன இப்போ நான் கேட்க போகிறேன். So you have mentioned that ordinance that had existed from the time of the British.
Yes.
Can you please elaborate on that?
Not just the sale of ordnance, sale of goods. even the consumer protection law in this country. No manufacturer or seller is permitted to mislead the innocent buyer. Sale of goods ordinance very clearly states, when you buy a commodity or any whatever the product, you buy it for a particular purpose. If it doesn't serve that particular purpose, you have every right, your legal right to return it immediately. That is the right available here as well as in the UK. It was English law.
Right.
That is the English law. You are right. You have every right to return the product which does not serve the purpose. But here it's a serious issue. It is not just not serving the purpose, but it causes a tremendous risk to your life. Okay.
Right. Right. Okay. That's well answered. Now, அந்த கேஸ் சிலிண்டர் நீங்கள் வாங்க நேரத்தில் அது ஒரு லேபிள் ஒன்று இருக்க போகணும். அந்த லேபிள் அந்த கணக்கு எவ்வளோ சதவீதம் இன்றி சொல்லப்பட்டு கொண்டு போகணும். And also, sir, the next question, the கணக்கு, the statistics, 700 காயம் மருந்து அந்த புண்ணெடுத்து கிடைக்க வருகிறது. Statistics say that the number of people hurt are about 700 to 800. Do you believe in these figures, or this is something not exact?
This figure is right. I checked it every day. I get statistics from the media every day. I remember the representative, the council who appear for two councils appear for these two gas companies, LAF and Litro. They said this is wrong statistics. This is there here and there. There had been some tax on this. What do you mean, the gas cooker? This is not. That's a completely false statement. Even there was a mother died of mother with 4 children. They said the mother has used water, the hose that you use to watering, and therefore she has made a wrong choice, and she suffered for that reason, which is again a completely false statement.
Yes.
Every day, even yesterday, I saw 18 cases reported yesterday, and you can see in the media, everything is recorded images. So this figure will go up and up and up. That is why I strictly advise, don't use it. Use any other methodology. Whether you mean there are other methods, so kerosene oil is there. There are so many things. So there's another thing, a very cheap induction cooker, one burner cooker is available. The electric cooker, you can use it. So till such time this matter is, resolved. Don't use the gas cooker. That is my advice to all of you.
Right. Also well explained, and அந்த சட்டவாக்கியத்தில் ஒவ்வொரு பிரஜை அவனுடைய ஒரு பாதுகாப்புக்கு ஒரு சட்டம் இருக்கிறது. There is this protection, equal protection for every citizen is constitutional.
Yeah.
Can you please elaborate on that?
This is the major concern of every citizen in this country. In Sri Lankan, our supreme law, the constitution, the supreme body is the people of Sri Lanka. Not the president, not the parliament, not the judiciary. You and I, we are the supreme body in this country. Recently, on the 1st of December, just 2 weeks ago, there was a very clear judgment given by the Supreme Court. That is against the Attorney General who abused the office to defend the corrupt element in the legislature and the executive. I referred that judgment many times when this matter was taken up in the Court of Appeal. I said the Attorney General has completely forgotten that he is being paid by the public funds. He is not paid by the two gas companies. Has completely violated the trust placed in the office of the Attorney General by the people. So the Constitution, that's a constitutional protection guaranteed by Article 4D. That is all organs of the government, legislature, executive and the judiciary, to respect the fundamental rights of the citizen, in which include the right to life. These gas cookers which come from China, this is another major concern. Standard Institute is there to regulate this business, any business. When you import gas cooker, it must meet the standard. Unfortunately, since there is an absolute failure of the rule of law, you can bring anything. What I mean, China, it produces cheapest things as well the best quality product. Identical product, say gas cooker, you can get from about 20-30 varieties, very inferior quality as well as the best quality, which goes to European Union, and we get the lowest quality. Even the cover, the steel used, whatever the plate used are very thin. So every other thing also very inferior quality. Again, failure of the Standard Institute. They should have regulated this business. Okay, why? Since there is a failure of the rule of law, nobody respects the Constitution. Equality and equal protection. So that has been denied to the citizens of this country. Nobody respect. That is why the Supreme Court very clearly, specifically informed the Attorney General. You and we, the court, we are required by law to defend and protect people's fundamental rights.
Yes, well said. Now, Dandane Sattam 288 பிரஜை உரிமைகள் பற்றி கதைப்போம். Sir, you have mentioned about the penal code and the clause 298.
Yeah.
And the citizenship rights. Can you please elaborate on that too?
Penal Code section 298, that is negligence, accident caused by negligence, and here is go beyond that. This is not negligent, accident, no, this is not an accident. This was done with the knowledge. They knew it beforehand. That is why the chief executive officer informed the authorities concerned and the two ministers, please stop it. It can cause havoc. I informed the president also, but he was asked to go, but they did not do anything. So therefore, it is very clear, your question is about the
penal code 298.
Okay. So the question, the 298 of the penal code, that is the duty of the Attorney General. Under the penal code and other related criminal law, Attorney General is empowered to take action against those who are responsible for this lapse. It's not really a lapse, it's a willful act.
You have made a mention that you are attacked and accused and criticized by people, which is not true. People have begun to appreciate all your good work. They are very grateful to you. So, what is your objective behind all these endeavors?
I'm like you, an average human being. But the only difference is, I'm committed. My life is committed, as I said before, to save this nation and to completely change the complexion of this politics in this country. In order to do that, you have to design a system and put to the people that will deny all corrupt elements any opportunity to enter the parliament, the legislature. With that objective only, a people's constitution was designed. It gives no room whatsoever for the corrupt elements to enter parliament. No perks, no privilege. Lawmakers only permitted to come to parliament to make laws. They cannot even interfere with any public body. Even a phone call is good enough to get rid of them. staff permit, liquor permit, decentralized budget, pension, everything is taken out because that is what caused all these problems. This is your motherland. This is my motherland. Younger generation suffer, and very young boys and girls, they leave the motherland because these people, they fail the country. So somebody has to take charge and bring about a real change. That is what made me to take not only this challenge, any form of a challenge. That is why I said, only you got to be a spiritual character. I can proudly tell you that I maintain that character. Anyone can challenge it. I have sacrificed hell of a lot in my life to do good for you. So that is why my desire is to save my motherland and take it forward and protect the motherland for the future generations.
Right, always hidden. Now that brings an end to our program. So SL Breaking News expresses their deepest thankfulness to Mr. Nagananda Kodithurakku. And also, we have seen that Mr. Nagananda Kodithurakku is very versatile, conversant with the deepest, profound Buddhist philosophy, which is very abstruse. So, we are planning to have a discussion on that also in the near future with Mr. Nagananda Kodithurakku. And thanking you all for being the participants of this program. Thank you once again.
මෙවැනි උණුසුම් පුවත් වීඩියෝ කාටත් කලින් දෙනපතා දැනගන්න බෙල් සලකුණ ඔබ SL Breaking සබස්ක්‍රයිබ් කරන්න.